Right guys, another day and we are back for some more championship transfer rumours. Got quite a bit to talk over in today's video. If you've not seen yesterday's update, make sure to go ahead and check that video out. Any transfer rumours that we don't mention in today's video, we might have mentioned them yesterday. But plenty to catch up on today. If you're not already, make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any regular championship content. But without any further ado, let's jump in. One done deal we didn't mention last time is Yu Hirakawa signing for Bristol City on a season-long loan. He's coming over from the J-League. Looks like a tidy bit of business this from Bristol City. They do have the option to purchase him on a permanent basis at the end of the season as well. Hirakawa predominantly plays as an attacking midfielder but can also play out wide as well. We've seen Swansea completing a deal for South Korean forward Eom Ji-sung. It's been quite well documented that Swansea have been after him for quite a while, but that transfer has since been confirmed and very much looking forward to seeing him in the Championship next season. He can play anywhere across the forward line. He spent his entire professional career playing in the K-League up until this point, but at 22 years old is ready for that next challenge in his career, and yeah, excited to see him in a Swansea shirt. Another deal that went through last week was Ibrahim Sissoko signing for Plymouth Argyle on a season-long loan. The 21-year-old winger is coming over from Toulouse. Didn't play that much football in France last season, but did feature for them in the Europa League, so clearly comes with a good pedigree to Plymouth. Next season, I'm sure he'll be looking to get that little bit more regular game time, and definitely a player worth keeping your eye on. We spoke about this one in the last transfer rumour roundup video, but it's since been confirmed. Kiefer Moore is now a Sheffield United player, and I think that could turn out to be a really good deal from the Blades there. He only had 1 year remaining on his deal at Bournemouth. We knew he'd be leaving them this summer. Plenty of Championship clubs were interested, but Sheffield United managed to win the race for him in the end. Thought he was quite impactful in the second half of the season for Ipswich Town. For the Tractor Boys, he averaged a goal in the Championship every 164 minutes. If he's able to maintain that same ratio for Sheffield United next season, and he plays every game of next season, he'd score 25 league goals. Along with bringing goals, Kiefer Moore also brings quite a lot of desirable attributes as well. His aerial duels are always right up there amongst the best players in the Championship. Nice link-up player as well. I think there's a lot to like about that deal. But those are a few of the done deals which have gone through in the Championship over these last few days. Now, without any further ado, let's jump into the rumours. As of recording, it looks like Coventry have got a deal over the line for Swedish goalkeeper Oliver Dovin, and this one could be a really savvy pickup by Mark Robins' side. He's 22 years old and is very much a goalkeeper who's on the up right now, currently playing in the Swedish top flight. He's been capped twice by his nation already. With that sort of deal, there is a lot of upside there. Norwich are among the clubs who are reportedly interested in Manchester City defender Callum Doyle. I think this one would be a terrific deal for the Canaries. He obviously spent last season on loan with Leicester, but ultimately that campaign was interrupted by a knee injury, wasn't it? But from his time at Coventry previously, we've seen just how good and effective Doyle can be at Championship level. He's still under contract at Man City until 2027, so you'd imagine any deal here to a Championship club would probably be on loan. But if I was a Norwich City fan, I'd absolutely be all over that sort of deal. I think he'd be a great addition to that side. And it looks as if Szmodics is on his way out of Burnley to sign for Premier League newcomers Ipswich Town. The deal has been agreed, an initial fee of 8 million, which could rise to 10 with add-ons included. Szmodics' whole situation at Burnley last season was quite strange from the outside looking in. Obviously, fantastic goalkeeper for the Clarets in the Championship and then replaced by Trafford. I know Szmodics got a bit more game time towards the back end of last season, but certainly was underutilised in Burnley's Premier League season last time around. And I can definitely see why a club like Ipswich would be interested with his ball playing skills and how commanding he can actually be with that massive frame of his. For Burnley, it leaves them in an interesting situation. I think for most of this window up until this point, we've all expected Szmodics to stick around at Burnley and Trafford to be the goalkeeper that was sold. Obviously, earlier in the window, Trafford was being linked with quite a few Premier League clubs. That talk linking Trafford away from the club has died down a little bit in recent weeks, so will be very interesting to see if it will be him installed as that new number one going into next season. Burnley themselves have been linked with another goalkeeper of late, Vaclav Tlakli, who was recently released by Ipswich Town upon his contract expiring. Obviously fantastic for the Tractor Boys in their promotion season last time around. It's been reported that Burnley have put a 2-year contract offer on the table for Tlakli, but as of recording, he's expected to sign for a club in the Czech Republic public instead. On last time's video, we spoke about Wolves and their reported interest in Sheffield United midfielder Gustavo Hamer. There have also been some links to Anel Ahmedhodzic as well, as Wolves are obviously on the hunt for a Max Kilman replacement. While there has been some paper talk about the Sheffield United defender being linked with Wolves, it's now been reported by the local press that Wolves aren't interested in either Sheffield United player, so it doesn't look like Molineux will be their landing destination this summer if they are to leave Bramall Lane. Oxford are continuing to be linked with Blackpool defender Jordan Lawrence Gabriel. I think Oxford have done some quite savvy business during this transfer window so far, and this could be another example of that. Now, he did miss a chunk of last season through injury, but he's 25 years old, has previously played in the Championship as well, and would give a side like Oxford that bit more cover on the right-hand side of defence. Stoke City midfielder Josh Laurent is attracting plenty of interest from elsewhere right now. It's thought that Stoke are willing to cash in on the 29-year-old midfielder, who is now into the final year of his contract with Stoke. There has been a fair bit of interest in him so far from a few clubs from abroad, from both Turkey and Cyprus. An interesting link to Birmingham recently as well that I saw. And we did discuss this one on last time's video, but it's developed a little bit more since then. Callum O'Hare will be signing for Sheffield United. He's heading there for his medical today and expecting that one to be announced very soon. I think when O'Hare originally left Coventry, he was probably hopeful of getting a Premier League move, but nothing quite materialised on that front in the end. The two clubs probably most prominently linked to him in recent weeks were Sheffield United and Leeds United, but it does look like the Blades have won the race for his signature. I think from O'Hare's perspective, I can see why he'd want to move to Sheffield United over Leeds in terms of more guaranteed playing time. I don't necessarily think he'd be a regular starter in that Leeds squad. Whereas at Sheffield United next season, I think if everything goes well, he could be a star in that team. Stoke City fans are already familiar with Rabbi Matondo, who previously had a loan spell with Stoke, but it now looks as if the club are going to be signing his brother. After rejecting a fresh contract proposal from Cardiff, it looks like Matondo will be on his way to sign for Stoke City. He's an 18-year-old winger with a bunch of potential that could turn out to be a nice capture from Stoke there. Swedish attacking midfielder Remy Alhaj has been linked with the move to Plymouth Argyle. He's currently playing his football in the Danish Super League. Last season got 7 assists and scored 3 goals from midfield. He predominantly plays as a creative attacking midfielder, but can also play a little bit deeper as well. In a similar vein to last summer, feels like we're going to get months of speculation relating to Wilfred Gnonto and his future at Leeds United. It's been well documented that Everton have rejoined the race to sign him this summer, but they're not the only Premier League club that is interested. Crystal Palace have since sniffing around, and the latest club to reportedly join the race and sign him is Newcastle. Obviously, Leeds managed to strike a new contract with Gnonto last season, which is valid until 2027, which does put them in a decent position to dictate his value. Anderlecht have reportedly walked away from their interest in Middlesbrough defender Rav van den Berg, as the deal is deemed to be too expensive for them. Now, I think we all know how highly Middlesbrough, the club and the fans all rate Van den Berg, and it's absolutely right that they don't want to sell him on the cheap this summer. He's under contract until 2027. Seeing how well his brother Seth van den Berg has developed in recent years, I think there's every chance that he follows along on a similar sort of path. It's looking like it would take serious money to get him out of Middlesbrough this summer. Been reported that Andreas Hantonji could be on his way to Burnley for a fee of up to €4 million. He spent last season playing in the French second division, where he scored 14 goals and provided 4 assists. Capable of playing anywhere across the forward line, he is pretty versatile. It's no secret that Watford are looking to strengthen their forward line this summer. They've been linked with a move for Haiti forward Franzi Pierrot. The 29-year-old football is currently playing his football in the Israeli Premier League. He scored 24 goals across all competitions last season. While Watford are interested, it has also been claimed that there could be a potential stumbling block in this deal relating to the player's work permit if he was to sign for an English club, so that could potentially be a snag in this one. And what does the future hold for Blackburn forward Sammie Szmodics? We expected plenty of interest in him this summer. There have been a few links to the Premier League so far, the most recent links coming to Ipswich Town. A few days ago it was reported that Ipswich were in talks with Blackburn over a potential £6 million deal for Szmodics, which on the surface seems like an absolute bargain, but the local press at Blackburn have since commented on these rumours and said that Ipswich and Blackburn aren't currently in talks in regards to Szmodics. you'd imagine that Blackburn would be commanding a lot more than £6 million for last season's Golden Boot winner as well. Szmodics is still under contract at Ewood Park until 2026, with the club having an option of an extra year as well. With that being said, his age also has to be taken into consideration with his market value and what Blackburn could realistically get for him this summer. But I certainly wouldn't be surprised if those links to Ipswich resurface over these next few weeks. He would be a player that would fit the Tractor Boys, I'm sure. But those are some of the latest transfer rumours I've seen going around the Championship. As always, any others that we didn't mention in today's video, make sure to get them in the comments down below. Other than that though guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you did go on to enjoy, make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you all in the next one.